you're never going to feel ready to take the step to get help. But the first thing I think you can do is tell someone in your family or someone you're close to.
I knew she was in a bad way. I knew she was sad, and we had a family trip coming up, and I walked into the room and she's in bed, and she looks at me, and I said, Andrea, are you ready to go on this trip? And she goes, Ma, I need help.
So I had done talk therapy and working with a psychiatrist for years, and it just clearly wasn't enough for me at the time. So I just remember looking at my parents and saying, I don't know what I need, but I need more. That's when the process began of looking for a bed. And I'll never forget, like I was laying on the couch. This is when it was like that weird period where everything kind of felt like a trance, like I was just living, but I wasn't really living. And I was laying on the couch and my dad came around the corner and was like, I think I have a bed in Ohio in like 2 weeks. And I go, I'm not going to Ohio in 2 weeks. Like I was like, I freaked out. And that's definitely like one of the emotions you go through too. It's like, no, I thought I was going to be close to home. I thought this, but unfortunately, so you just kind of have to do what you can. And I kind of, they both kind of sat me down and were like, if you're going to do this, you might need to travel for it. And that was just another awakening kind of. I was like, wow.
It was really hard to get the help that we were looking for Andrea. There wasn't beds available. And it took this one woman at this facility that really mentioned this place that Andrea ended up staying, and it was really a miracle because it wasn't easy. And then telling Andrea that we have a bed for her and you're gonna have to wait for 2 weeks. Again, all the emotions as a mom, I was afraid because I'm thinking this is 2 weeks. Wow, I can't believe we got a bed, but I can't believe she's gonna have to wait for 2 weeks. And so I was worried about her, and so I had such a mix of emotions. But when it all came down, I was so grateful that Andrea ended up going and getting the help that she needed. It was good. It was really good.
But I do remember being like just so hopeless, where I was like, I'll do anything, because if not, it's not going to be good for anyone.
When Andrea was waiting for the 2 weeks to leave and get help, I reached out to certain friends that were in my life that were going through like similar experiences with their child, or they knew someone that was going through something. So we would meet for coffee. I would get out of the house, for a little bit and get some fresh air and just be able to listen to them and their experience. And they would just say something that would give me, like you like to use the tool. It was so helpful.
I think the role that my family played during the waiting period was, when I think of like who really was there for me, it was like my 2 brothers and my mom and dad. Like those are like my everyday contacts kind of. And I think sometimes it's like you can't even say anything, but just knowing that they were there. Like I kind of was more shut down than anything. So it's not like I wanted to sit down and talk about my feelings every day. Like I was just pretty depleted, but just knowing that, they were there, or like sending me a funny meme or like something silly like that, was just really all I needed. Just the thought of getting back to a point where I felt normal again, for more opportunities with my family. Like, because I couldn't go on a family vacation, which is like bizarre to me to think about now, because I'm just in such a different spot, and I'd be like, yeah, let's go on vacation. But I was like, no. What got me through a lot of that was thinking about a new version of myself with my family. I didn't know if I was ever going to get there, but I knew that knowing I had a bed at this place that online on paper looked perfect for me, it gave me a hope. So I was definitely holding on to like a hope that I didn't know if it would be. I don't know. It's such a scary time. I didn't know what was going to happen, but I had a hope of some sorts that I didn't have before, because when I was just laying in bed, it was like, no one knows that I am having suicidal ideation constantly. as soon as I told them that I was, and as soon as I found out I had a bed, those were two new hopes in my life. So I think just having them was really crucial. I couldn't have done it alone. But in that time period, I thought of my friends and family a lot and would feel like guilt and be like, I can't believe I'm doing this to them, like putting them through the ringer. That's when your mental health is like playing tricks on you, because really they're just um, they want what's best for you. But I do think that it's so key to, just because there's one person that's really going through it, the other people all around them can be affected too. And it's important to, like, it's almost like focus on everyone's mental health.
It truly is, one day at a time, and that you're not alone. You know, there's other mom and dads out there, uncles, aunts, brothers, sisters that are going through a lot. But you'll get through it. And from day one, that just the love and support of each other, and for me personally, I have a lot of faith, and I'm very grateful for every day. But I'm so grateful for where Andrea is now and today.
The thing that I like to say is there's a version of yourself out there that's waiting for you, and you just haven't met them yet. But my experience can be an example for you that you can recover and you can heal from the lowest of the lows, because I never thought that I would feel this way again. So my piece of advice is to really hang on to hope, whether it's my story, whether it's someone else's story, or other things that you've seen online. Just, you have to have that hope, and just like tell yourself that you deserve it, because your brain is telling you you don't deserve to live, you don't deserve, you're worthless. I was dealing with a lot of negative self-worth talk, and just keep reminding yourself that you are worthy of healing, you're worthy of living and coping with your mental illnesses, and that it is possible.